welcome into the channel. I hope that you guys are doing absolutely great. Y'all, this is going to be your blackout read. Just like the one that I recorded yesterday on the 3rd. I'm recording this one on the 4th, but neither one of them will be released on the day that I recorded them. I'm being guided to release them later, at a later date. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and record them, y'all, because I don't want to forget the dang dream. Okay. Um, so I also pulled a card from the Pleiadian deck, and it happened to be the Dream Time card. Okay. And I pulled that card last night, and that card talks about making sure that you pay attention to your dreams. Okay. Got a little judgment energy in the background. There are sirens going off. Okay. But pay attention to your dreams as they're going to make sense later. So, Spirit is guiding you right now to write your dreams down or record them in some type of way so that you can go back to them because you're receiving some type of guidance through your dreams. Okay. All right. Also, astral travel will be highly significant. A lot of you all, when y'all go to sleep, you guys astral travel. Okay. I could be speaking to some indigo children as I am an indigo. You guys could have that same type of energy. All right. Um, so without further ado, y'all, let's get into it. Let me call in our angels, ancestors of the highest white light. Most high Heavenly Father, use me as a vessel to get messages to your people. What is it that you want to reveal about this dream? Um, Thank you. So, one thing I need to tell you guys is what stuck out to me in the dream. Well, a few things, okay? Um, some things that were significant. Okay, a stepmother could be significant. You could be a stepmother, or you had a stepmother, or a stepmother is significant. Now, this stepmother came through as a karmic energy, okay? There's also a father that is very significant, okay? There's a vehicle confirmation. There's a vehicle. It's either a Porsche or an Audi, okay? That's very significant as well. Um, and then, oh, also brown eyeshadow. There's three colors of eyeshadow that are significant. I don't know if someone does their own makeup and this is the palette you use. It's actually a palette that I love whenever I do just a natural look. But it's a deep brown and then like a rustic orange and then a not white but like a mauve, or I'm gonna say a tan color, right? Like khaki almost, okay? And I kind of blend those when I do my eyeshadow. If I'm going for like a nude look, it gives like a slightly highlighted brow, little look. And so anyway, I don't know if that's a thing, but it definitely stuck out in this dream. Okay, now those are the things that stuck out to me. If anything else comes up, you guys, I will let you know. Also, the amount of 2164, or at least those numbers, okay? Those numbers stuck out very, very strongly. Okay, so into this dream now, you guys. In this dream, um, I was hanging out with this girl that was in my dream. She was my friend, okay? And we were hanging out. It was me, her, and this guy. Okay. Now, I don't know the guy. I don't know the girl necessarily. But in my dream, this was my friend, and that was her, I think her boyfriend or her brother. I can't remember. But anyway, we were hanging out, and basically, we had decided, okay, we had went to this little place. We ate. We'd actually ate seafood. Okay. And we left that place and we had decided that, you know what, let's go out. Okay. She's like, okay, cool. Well, my dad's house is just right down the street. Just take me by there so I can change my clothes. So I was like, okay. So I'm driving down the road. She's in the passenger seat. Her boyfriend or brother, whoever he was, he's in the back seat, or it could have just been another one of our friends. I'm not sure, but this guy, okay? I feel like he wasn't very relevant, although he was present, okay? So we're driving down the street, and as we're driving, like I see who was in my dream as my stepmother. Okay, I seen her, and now this is not like it has nothing to do with my actual stepmother because I am a stepchild, but um, and I do have a stepmother, but this is not about her. Okay, I'm just saying that this person was it was understood that this person driving this Porsche or this Audi was my stepmother. And as we're driving down the road, I pull up at a red light and I look to my right and I felt like, you know how you feel someone staring at you? So I felt my stepmother staring at me. So I looked over to the right and in the car, lo and behold, it was her. And she was in the car with one of her girlfriends, her homegirls or her friends. And um, I don't know what they were doing, but they were sitting at the light like I was. And it was weird because the light turned green. We began driving, and my stepmother like got in front of me, but let me see how this actually went. So my stepmother was on the right side of me in her own car, and I was in my car with my friends. And we're driving down the road, and all of a sudden, it's like she maneuvered, like she got over in front of me, but then she got back out from in front of me, and the car that was in front of her and us was stopped. So it was like it implied like I got the vibe and the feeling in the dream that my stepmom wanted me to hit this parked SUV that was just sitting parked in the road. And but I didn't hit it. I saw it, and luckily, I was able to swerve over into the lane of oncoming traffic, but there was no traffic there. So I swerved around the car that was stopped, and I drove in oncoming traffic in the opposite direction. In those lanes that were coming the opposite towards me direction, and I got in front of. Then I got back over in front of the parked truck. And my stepmother, she just drove on and I drove on. But there's something highly significant about that situation, okay, for somebody out there, whoever this dream and this interpretation is supposed to be for. So pay attention, okay? There's horns going off, alarms going off outside. Okay, so after that little incident on the road, um, we kept driving and we got to my friend's dad's house. We get to the house, we all go inside, and my friend goes in the back and she starts changing. And we go in her room and we're just sitting there waiting for her. She comes out, she starts changing and putting on her makeup. And as she's putting on her makeup, I'm like, oh girl, I like that foundation. Now she was very, very fair skinned. She could be Hispanic or I feel like this friend of mine was Hispanic. Like she was very light complected, okay? But not light skin like a black light skin. She was like a Hispanic light skin, okay? And so she was sitting there putting on her makeup, and she's putting on her foundation, and she's getting her palette for her eyeshadows. And I'm like, oh girl, just put me a little bit of eyeshadow on. I like those three colors right there. I'm like, just put that on for me real quick. So she begins to do my makeup. And the more that she's doing my makeup, she's getting mad. Like she's getting upset. But she didn't say it. It just was in her action. It was in her face. It was in the work that she was doing with my makeup, because when I looked in the mirror, I'm like, girl, you're not going to blend that. Girl, you're not going to, you're just going to sit that up there like that. Girl, you need to blend that. Like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'll be back. So she goes to the restroom, and me and her brother or her boyfriend, whoever the guy was, we're in her room, and I just pick up the eyeshadow brush and I just blend in the makeup. Like I begin to make it look like it's supposed to look, right? Like I'm like, you're not gonna do no botch job on me, you know? So anyway, I began to do correct the eyeshadow that she put on, okay, on me. And we're waiting. As I finish, I'm sitting there and we're waiting, and I hear tears. Not hear tears, but I hear someone crying, okay? I heard someone crying. So I get up and I go to the bathroom and I'm like, hey, girl, are you all right? Like, what's wrong? And she's like, no, I'm not all right. I don't want to go. And she like hurts my feelings in the dream because I start crying because I'm like, I just sat here and put this makeup on, and now you're talking about you don't want to go. Like, what's wrong with, like, what do you mean you don't want to go? Like, what's wrong with you? What's going on? Why all of a sudden when I got dressed and when I start putting on my makeup and getting myself together, then you're getting mad? Like, what's going on? Like, it was straight giving like hater or like jealousy vibes, or like, envy or something like that, like was taking over. Okay. So she's like, no, it's not that. But I'm like, well, what is it then? Because we were fine. Everybody was good. We were all on the same page. And now you don't want to go anymore. Now you're trying to ruin my makeup. You got me crying. It's like when she cried, my makeup smudged. Okay. And so my makeup started looking a mess. I'm like, girl, like we could have just stayed at the restaurant. I wasn't, we could have just did something else, or I could have just dropped you off and went home. I'm like, why would you make it like you wanted to go out and all of this? And now it's a problem. So her dad gets involved because he hears us in the room going back and forth. So her dad comes. The dad could be a water sign. Okay, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, because the King of Cups is out here, the Six of Swords, and the Hangman. Okay, it's like by you being, let me break this down, because what I'm getting by this, now that I'm pulling cards on it, it's like you, when you step out, or when you start looking good, or when you start feeling good, or you put on, or you get dressed up, or you do your makeup, or you do your hair, or you do something to yourself, you make some type of self-improvements here, it drives somebody crazy. Okay, they feel trapped, they feel jealousy, they feel envious. Okay, it's like they don't like when you're at peace. Okay, they don't like when you're doing well, they don't like that shit. Okay, that's the vibe. All right, yeah, the Five of Wands. And then the reason they don't like it is because it brings some type of conflict to them. Maybe it takes the attention off of them, and so they feel away. Okay, and this is what this dream was telling me. Like, this girl in the dream, she felt away because I was getting dolled up just like she was getting dolled up. Now, it was okay if I wasn't trying to get dolled up, if I hadn't put my clothes on, if I wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying? But the moment that I started to get myself together, okay, the Chariot, then it's like it was a problem. Okay, it was a problem. And that's the message, the Page of Wands. Okay, that's the message. The moment that you start getting yourself together, it leaves this person feeling Four of Cups, rejected or unsatisfied, right? Whenever you pop out, because when you pop out, you are popping out as the energy of the Empress, Temperance angel at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so it's like whenever you pop out, you're popping out and you look like an angel. When this person pops out, it kills their self-esteem. When this person sees you pop out, it kills their self-esteem. It blows their confidence. Okay, it's like you blowing somebody's high here. Okay, all right. So anyway, the dad gets involved because the King of Cups is out here. That's the dad energy. Dad's like, what's the problem? What's going on? Why are you guys in here arguing? Why are you crying? Asking me and his daughter, like, what's going on? So we're like, well, everything was fine. I tell him, and then, now she's mad. I've gotten dressed. I put my makeup on. I feel like you have a friend that's envious of you or jealous of you. It's straight up giving that vibe. But anyway, yeah, I'm telling him what's going on. So he's like, well, fine. So he's like, well, everybody, let's go. And so for some reason, I didn't have my car. So he's like, just going to take y'all home. So we all get in the car and he's driving us home. I guess the boy was my friend, because now that I think about it, he was driving me and the boy home. So he was taking us home. And before, he was going to give us $200. Okay, $200 could be significant. He was going to give us $200 to do, to go out, because I had just paid for the dinner at the restaurant and I paid for everybody's food. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, pay for you guys to go out and have a good time. And so he's like, how much y'all need? And we were like, I don't know, a couple $100. So he's like, okay. So he wrote a check for $200. But after this incident happened, he erased the 200 and he put 2164. Okay. So that's where the 2164 came from. All right. $21.64. Okay. So I guess he figured, well, I'm just going to give you this. So he gave me $21.64, but I didn't even take it. I was like, nah, I'm good. Just whatever. I'm just take me home. At that point, I just wanted to go home. So he takes me home, and yeah, that was the end of the dream. Okay. So I feel like there's someone who wanted you to they wanted you to crash. Okay, because going back to the beginning of this dream, right, when I was talking about you being in the car and you looking over and seeing your stepmother in the car, and then she pulling over in front of you and then getting from in front of you and you almost running into the back of a parked vehicle. But you were too awoke for that. You're too woke to crash. You know what I'm saying? You're too woke to fail, all right, or to fall into some type of trap, right, or setup. Okay. And so it's like you go around it, like you completely avoid collision. You completely avoid. I feel like somebody you're avoiding some type of tower moment because of your gifts or your intuition or skills or awareness. Okay. So it's like you're avoiding all of that and you're going around all of that. But there is this person that does not want for you to make it. And so it's like when they see that you've made it past that and they see that you've gotten yourself together, you're you know what I mean? You looking good, you're doing good, you're taking care of yourself or whatever the case is, it's got them feeling some type of way. Okay? They see you're at peace and they feel some type of way. They're like, wait, you were supposed to fail when that crash was back there. You were supposed to wreck and burn out, right? But you didn't. And then now you have the nerve to want to get yourself together. This person is like feeling some type of way. They like, how dare you? How dare you make me look bad? How dare you? No, I don't want to go anywhere with you. Because if I go anywhere with you, you're going to, this is how this person feels. I don't know who this person is or who this message is for, but this has been it. I hope that whoever it needed to get to, it got to. And I hope that you enjoyed it. And my loves, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.